You've probably used coconut oil for your skin or hair, but did you know researchers have tested it for one of the most common postmenopausal issues, vaginal dryness? The results were unexpected. Smoother tissue, less irritation, and even improved comfort during intimacy. Still, doctors urge caution, and here's why. In fact, one study showed up to 65% of women reported relief within weeks. But experts warn not all oils are created equal. After years of listening to women in their 50s and 60s share the same quiet frustration, I realized how common this truly is. Vaginal dryness isn't a sign of aging poorly. It's a biological response to declining estrogen that changes the way your body maintains moisture, elasticity, and even circulation. Yet most women never hear this explained clearly. I'm Dr. Eliza Hart, a board-certified obstetrician and gynecologist with over 15 years of experience helping women navigate menopause and hormonal transitions with confidence and calm. Today, I want to help you understand what really happens inside your body and whether coconut oil can genuinely support comfort and intimacy, or if it's just another online myth. If you find this helpful, please subscribe, comment the country you're watching from, and help me reach 20,000 subscribers so I can continue creating free science-based health videos for women around the world. Now, let's look at what the research says and how your body actually responds when estrogen fades after 50. 1. Why vaginal dryness happens after 50. It often begins quietly. A slight irritation, a sense of discomfort, or a dryness that makes you feel disconnected from your own body. Many women think it's just something they have to endure, a natural part of aging that can't be changed. But as I often tell my patients, the body never betrays us without reason. Every symptom is a form of communication, and dryness after 50 is your body's way of asking for understanding, not resignation. From a biological standpoint, the story begins with estrogen, a hormone that does far more than influence reproduction. Estrogen nourishes the delicate tissues of the vagina, maintaining their thickness, flexibility, and natural lubrication. It keeps the small blood vessels open, supports the production of glycogen that healthy bacteria feed on, and helps maintain a slightly acidic pH that protects against infection. When estrogen levels drop during menopause, all of these processes begin to slow. The tissues lose collagen and moisture, the walls become thinner and less elastic, and circulation decreases. What was once supple and self-lubricating becomes fragile and easily irritated. Research from the North American Menopause Society shows that over 50% of postmenopausal women experience noticeable dryness, yet fewer than 20% ever mention it to their doctor. Many believe it's too personal or embarrassing to discuss, but the truth is, untreated dryness can create a cascade of physical and emotional effects. Itching, burning, pain during intimacy, increased risk of urinary tract infections, and even a gradual decline in libido because discomfort replaces desire. These aren't just surface symptoms, they reflect the deeper hormonal silence that menopause brings. When this silence settles in, even everyday routines can change. You might avoid intimacy, find exercise more uncomfortable, or notice your skin and hair feeling drier too. All interconnected signals of systemic estrogen loss. And while hormone therapy can restore these pathways for some women, others look for gentler, more natural ways to bring comfort back without relying on medication. That's why so many turn to plant-based or lipid-rich options like coconut oil. Before we explore that, it's important to understand something essential. Dryness isn't about loss of youth, it's about biology adapting to a new hormonal rhythm. The goal isn't to reverse time, but to support the body as it transitions into this next stage. Once you understand what's happening beneath the surface, you can start to make informed, compassionate choices for yourself. Every woman's journey through menopause is unique, influenced by genetics, lifestyle, diet, and stress. Some experience subtle changes, while others face intense discomfort that affects confidence and connection. Recognizing the biological foundation behind these symptoms transforms the way you respond to them with patience, awareness, and knowledge instead of frustration or shame. So, in the next section, we'll look at what science actually reveals about coconut oil, why it's become such a popular natural remedy, and what makes it biologically compatible or not with this delicate part of a woman's body. 2. Coconut oil as a natural moisturizer. When women first hear that coconut oil might help with dryness, many are skeptical, and rightly so. How could something so simple and common possibly relieve such a deeply personal problem? Yet from a biochemical perspective, this natural oil contains properties that make it surprisingly compatible with the body's own physiology. Coconut oil is composed largely of medium-chain triglycerides, known as MCTs, which behave differently from the long-chain fats found in most skincare products. These smaller molecules penetrate the outer layer of tissue more easily, forming a thin, breathable barrier that helps trap moisture while allowing the skin to retain its natural elasticity. Within this oil, lauric acid stands out as its most active component, a fatty acid with gentle antibacterial and anti-inflammatory effects. For sensitive postmenopausal tissue that often becomes thin and fragile, this soothing quality can bring relief without harsh additives or synthetic lubricants. A small but promising study on women with vaginal atrophy, the thinning and dryness caused by estrogen decline, found that applying a coconut oil paste increased hydration and comfort within just 2 weeks. The tissue not only felt smoother but also showed less irritation under microscopic evaluation. This is why, for some women who prefer natural alternatives, coconut oil feels like rediscovering comfort they thought was lost forever. However, as a physician, I always remind my patients that even natural solutions require scientific perspective. While coconut oil's moisturizing ability is well documented for external skin, its use internally is still under-researched. The vaginal environment is complex. Its balance of bacteria, pH, and hydration is delicate. Coconut oil may help restore moisture and elasticity on the surface, but that doesn't necessarily mean it replaces the deeper hormonal support estrogen once provided. Still, for women seeking gentle, non-hormonal relief, it can be an accessible starting point. Virgin cold-pressed coconut oil, free from fragrance or additives, is generally the safest form. A small patch test on the outer skin should always come first to rule out irritation or sensitivity. If tolerated well, a small amount can be applied externally to help lock in hydration after a warm shower, when blood circulation is at its peak and tissues are most receptive to absorption. The key lies in moderation and mindfulness. Coconut oil is not a cure, but a supportive ally, one that can complement, not replace, other medical or hormonal therapies. It serves as a reminder that sometimes the simplest natural elements, when used wisely, can restore not only comfort, but confidence and self-awareness. Many of my patients describe it as a small ritual of self-care rather than a treatment, a gentle act that reconnects them to their bodies. And when paired with good hydration, balanced nutrition, and pelvic floor exercises, its benefits often extend beyond dryness, fostering an overall sense of renewal and calm. In the next section, we'll look deeper into another fascinating layer of coconut oil's potential, its natural antibacterial and antifungal properties, and how they might help protect the delicate ecosystem of the postmenopausal vagina. 3. Antibacterial and antifungal properties. Every woman's body carries its own delicate ecosystem, a living network of good bacteria, balanced acidity, and microscopic defenses that quietly maintain comfort and protection. When menopause begins to alter hormone levels, that balance can shift. The vaginal pH becomes less acidic, friendly bacteria like lactobacillus decline, and opportunistic organisms such as Candida albicans or certain gram-positive bacteria can more easily take hold. This is where the natural chemistry of coconut oil begins to draw attention from both traditional medicine and modern research. Lauric acid, the primary fatty acid found in coconut oil, has been extensively studied for its antimicrobial properties. It works by breaking down the protective membranes of bacteria and fungi, making it harder for them to multiply. Laboratory studies have shown that lauric acid can inhibit the growth of candida, the same fungus responsible for most yeast infections, with an effectiveness comparable to mild antifungal medications. This doesn't mean coconut oil should replace medical treatment, but it does suggest that it may help reduce irritation and support the natural microbiome when used correctly. Interestingly, these effects go beyond infection prevention. Some researchers propose that a balanced vaginal microbiome also influences inflammation and tissue repair, suggesting that gentle antimicrobial oils like coconut oil could indirectly support regeneration by keeping the environment calm and stable. In simpler terms, when harmful bacteria are kept under control, the tissue can focus on healing rather than constant defense. However, context matters deeply. Coconut oil's benefits are seen primarily when used externally or as part of supportive care, not as an internal treatment or cure. Because it can alter texture and lubrication for a short period, some women find temporary relief from burning or itching, but this should never be mistaken for long-term protection. Its role is supportive, not therapeutic, and each woman's response can vary depending on her unique microbiome and sensitivity. What I encourage is curiosity guided by caution. Natural oils can play a role in comfort, but observation, awareness, and proper guidance from a healthcare professional are what make the difference between relief and irritation. If you've experimented with natural remedies like coconut oil or others, share your experience in the comments. What worked, what didn't, and how your body responded. These shared stories often help other women feel less alone and remind us all that knowledge grows through open, respectful conversation. Beyond that, ongoing studies continue to explore whether lauric acid might also influence the immune response in vaginal tissue, possibly reducing low-grade inflammation common after menopause. Early evidence suggests that restoring this balance could even improve comfort during intimacy by lowering local irritation. It's a small but meaningful reminder that sometimes healing begins with restoring harmony to the body's most subtle systems. Next, we'll move beyond moisture and protection to discuss what truly determines safety, how to use coconut oil properly, when to pause, and what small practices make all the difference for long-term vaginal health and comfort. 4. How to use it safely. Most women first hear about coconut oil through friends or online groups that swear by its soothing benefits. But few sources clearly explain how to use it in a way that supports healing rather than irritation. The truth is, even the most natural ingredient can cause discomfort if applied incorrectly or used too often. Safety with coconut oil, like all remedies, begins with awareness and patience. The first principle is purity. Always choose virgin, cold-pressed coconut oil, free from fragrance, preservatives, or additives. These additional ingredients, often meant to improve scent or texture, can disrupt the sensitive balance of vaginal tissue. The natural version contains unaltered fatty acids and antioxidants that the body can recognize and tolerate more easily. A simple test is to check the label. If it smells strong or looks artificially white, it's probably been refined and stripped of its beneficial compounds. The second step is to perform a patch test. Apply a small amount to the inner forearm or outer vulvar area and observe for 24 to 48 hours. Redness, itching, or burning are signals to stop immediately. Even though coconut oil is mild for most users, women with nut sensitivities or delicate skin after menopause can still react. This single precaution saves countless women from unnecessary discomfort. When it comes to use, moderation matters. Apply only a thin layer, enough to create a gentle barrier, not a coating. The ideal time is after a warm shower when circulation increases and pores are open, allowing better absorption. For women who experience irritation during intimacy, applying a tiny amount externally 30 minutes beforehand can reduce friction. but it should never be combined with latex condoms, as the oil weakens the material and increases the risk of breakage. Storage also affects safety. Keep the jar sealed and stored in a cool, dry place. Heat and humidity can cause bacteria or mold to grow in unsealed containers, especially if hands are not clean when scooping. Using a clean spatula or spoon instead of fingers is a small but effective hygiene habit. For women who prefer a routine, pairing coconut oil use with deep breathing or gentle pelvic relaxation can help the body associate moisture with calmness rather than discomfort. This simple ritual, repeated consistently, can condition the tissues to regain flexibility and comfort over time, while reinforcing a sense of self-care and awareness. Consistency is key to any improvement. Occasional use may provide short-term relief, but applying it mindfully 2 to 3 times per week allows the skin to rebuild its lipid layer gradually. Combined with proper hydration and a balanced diet rich in omega-3 fats, this small act can enhance circulation, reduce irritation, and help sustain natural comfort for the long term. And remember, the goal of any remedy, natural or medical, isn't perfection, but balance. Listening to your body's signals is the truest form of prevention. When used wisely, even a simple oil can become part of a larger practice of care, patience, and trust in your body's ability to heal and adapt. 5. Risks and when to see a doctor. Even with something as natural as coconut oil, every woman's body reacts differently. What feels soothing for one person can cause irritation or imbalance for another, especially after menopause, when the skin becomes thinner, more sensitive, and slower to heal. Understanding the boundaries between comfort and caution helps you protect your health without fear or confusion. The most important risk to keep in mind is allergy and sensitivity. Although coconut oil is generally well tolerated, it's derived from tree nuts. And for women with nut allergies or atopic skin, even trace reactions can lead to redness, swelling, or burning. This is why patch testing is not just a recommendation but a necessary step before any use on intimate skin. A delayed reaction appearing hours later can sometimes be mistaken for infection, leading to unnecessary worry or treatment. Beyond allergies, there's the issue of microbial balance. While lauric acid offers mild antimicrobial effects, overuse of oils in the vaginal area can sometimes trap heat and moisture, creating an environment where yeast or bacteria thrive. This is particularly true if the oil is applied internally or too frequently. Remember, the vaginal ecosystem maintains itself through a careful equilibrium, and anything that disrupts its pH or airflow for too long may backfire, no matter how natural it seems. You should also avoid combining coconut oil with latex condoms or certain silicone-based products, as oils can weaken their structure and increase the risk of tearing. For women using prescription vaginal medications, hormone creams, or antifungal treatments, it's best to consult a healthcare provider first, since oil can alter absorption and reduce effectiveness. If dryness, itching, or discomfort persist despite careful use, it's time to seek medical advice. These symptoms can sometimes mask other conditions such as vaginal atrophy, bacterial vaginosis, or even early lichen sclerosis, which require professional evaluation. A doctor can perform a pelvic exam, check hormone levels, and suggest tailored options, such as low-dose vaginal estrogen, DHEA creams, or non-hormonal moisturizers proven in clinical trials. Occasional yeast infections or burning sensations that return despite home remedies are also warning signs. Persistent irritation is never something to wait out. It's your body's way of saying that surface hydration isn't enough and deeper treatment is needed. Natural approaches are most effective when they work alongside medical understanding, not in place of it. A short consultation with a trusted gynecologist can clarify whether what you're feeling is hormonal, microbial, or allergic, saving time, stress, and discomfort. The goal isn't to avoid medicine, but to use nature and science together in a way that honors your body's needs. Taking notes of your symptoms, frequency, and triggers can also be helpful before your appointment. This small act of self-observation allows your doctor to see patterns more clearly and craft a plan that truly fits your body's rhythm and healing pace. Using natural remedies should always feel empowering, not uncertain. Think of coconut oil as part of a broader approach, one that includes hydration, good hygiene, open communication with your doctor, and compassion for yourself as your body evolves. When awareness replaces guesswork, you reclaim both confidence and control. 6. Suggested gentle usage. How to start safely. Starting any new self-care routine after menopause should feel intentional and grounded in awareness rather than urgency. Coconut oil is no exception. Its benefits often come not from quantity, but from consistency and from respecting the body's natural pace of adaptation. Think of it as teaching your skin how to remember softness again, one careful step at a time. During the first week, focus only on observation, not results. Begin by testing a very small amount on the outer vulvar skin, ideally after a warm shower when circulation is at its best. Allow your body to respond without expectation. The purpose of this stage is to learn how your skin tolerates the oil, to notice whether it absorbs easily or leaves residue, and to ensure that no itching or burning follows. A few drops go a long way. More product doesn't mean more benefit. As your comfort grows in the second week, you can gently expand your routine. Apply a thin layer 2 to 3 times a week, focusing on the external area only. The warmth of your hands helps melt the oil into the skin's natural barrier, sealing in moisture while letting it breathe. This phase helps recondition the tissue to retain hydration and flexibility. Many women notice a sense of comfort returning, not because the oil changes their hormones, but because the skin begins to regain its protective lipid layer. By the third week, the goal is to build rhythm and awareness. Continue using the oil consistently, especially at night after cleansing, when the body enters its repair mode. Pair the application with a few minutes of slow, deep breathing or pelvic floor relaxation. This enhances blood flow to the area and helps reduce tension that may come from years of dryness-related discomfort. Coconut oil can complement these subtle physiological changes, supporting circulation and elasticity over time. If you wish to go further, consider integrating lifestyle factors that amplify the effect. Staying hydrated, eating foods rich in omega-3s and vitamin E, and maintaining gentle physical activity can all strengthen the skin and improve microcirculation in the pelvic region. These external and internal approaches work together, reinforcing the body's own capacity to restore balance. Consistency is more important than speed. Using too much too soon can overwhelm sensitive tissue, but slow, steady care teaches the skin to respond naturally. By listening to your body, adjusting frequency or amount based on comfort, you build trust in the process. Every woman's journey through menopause is personal, and your pace deserves patience. Always remember that every body is unique. What works for one woman may not feel the same for another, and individual reactions can vary based on skin condition, hormone levels, and current treatments. This information is for educational purposes only, and not a substitute for medical advice. Consult your healthcare provider if you have irritation, infection, or ongoing discomfort. The right approach to natural care is not about chasing quick results, but allowing your body the time it needs to heal, adapt, and thrive again, gently, deliberately, and without pressure. Vaginal dryness after 50 is not a flaw or a failure. It is a natural expression of hormonal change. The good news is that the body never truly forgets how to restore balance. It only needs the right conditions to remember. As we've seen, coconut oil can play a supportive role by nourishing the skin's surface, restoring a sense of comfort, and gently protecting the delicate tissues that time and estrogen decline may leave vulnerable. Still, the deeper truth is that no single remedy works in isolation. Healing after menopause requires patience, attention, and kindness toward yourself. A gentle skincare ritual, mindful breathing, and honest communication with your healthcare provider can together create the foundation for lasting wellness. The real secret isn't in the oil itself, but in the consistency, care, and respect you bring to your own body each day. If you choose to use coconut oil, do it as a form of nourishment, not as a quick fix. A quiet reminder that self-care doesn't have to be complicated to be meaningful. With time, even small acts of care can reawaken comfort, sensitivity, and confidence that many women think they've lost forever. Thank you for spending this time with me today. If this message resonated with you, please subscribe, share this video with another woman who might need it, and comment the country you're watching from. Your voice helps this community grow, and together we can help women everywhere rediscover calm, vitality, and joy after 50.